So
We'll just start when we want to start, but at least
we're
we're obviously not live.
This is like amazing. I really need that.
It came with my ring light. It's amazing.
So I was inspired this morning.
And
Did you come up with a question?
I did.
Okay.
It wasn't easy. Why?
I know, it really wasn't. And I ended up looking up online. Do I have my
Questions
glasses
to
on?
ask
God,
my friend?
I literally am like,
You have
no,
your
I
glasses?
put in high consciousness questions
Oh God, I didn't.
and found this amazing website.
Oh,
Holy crap.
well,
All
then
I could tell you is we have
we've
fodder and conversation for like the next decade.
Oh God.
Okay.
Here we go.
So,
Air's on.
That's
Destination unknown.
Yes, destination unknown. Not live,
Not live.
but we will be live
Yep. We will.
because we do what we say we're gonna do.
Eventually.
Eventually. Okay.
So you're gonna have to forward me that website so I can
Maybe.
maybe
Maybe I'll
not.
just keep it for
Maybe you'll
myself.
keep it so I'm always
I
on.
have
You
all
know,
the great questions. Yeah.
and I don't.
So
No, mine's pretty good though.
okay. So
All right.
okay, I can preface this by doing the question and then talking about. This is literally taking up.
Your whole face and also my earring. You know, it catches.
Yes,
It's
the
fun.
earring has to be outside
It
the.
does. Is it out now?
Yes. How's the other one? It's got to make. Yeah.
Your hair is so beautiful.
Okay. Do you want to go first then?
With my question?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm fogging.
You're fine. Yeah.
I don't need to see where we're
I know.
going.
She doesn't need to see yet. All right. So my question, I was just thinking about you and your journey. Okay. And so I wanted to know if and what was the deciding factor in your whole career shift, life shift, and how did you know that the time was right, if you knew? Because a lot of times we don't, and we just leap, right?
Yes. That's a
Just
really
kind
good
of like,
question.
how did you know, and what was the deciding factor that made you take the leap for your amazing journey from
So,
packaged goods?
Yes, from packaging goods to
Right.
packaging consciousness.
Exactly.
Right.
There you go. Babe.
That's
a
my
tagline
line.
right there.
So this is what I think, right? So obviously it's a personal question and everybody has their own journey, right?
Of
Their
course.
journey is their own, and it all gets done in different ways. And what I truly think happened to me and what I learned is that you can't receive until you're ready to receive. So the messages come through. Like I can look back now knowing where I am and put
Right.
together all the messages that I ever got in my whole life,
Wow.
right? When I was like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. But I just wasn't ready at the time to hear it.
So true.
And so honestly what happened, and I make the joke, I literally make the joke that I was getting the messages. I was getting them and ignoring them, that like it came down to I could have been on the highway and a billboard said, Lauren, hey, you, I'm talking to you. That I would have probably like ignored it, right? That every day I was like, oh God, like I'm not fulfilled, like
Right.
God help me, I need a message, I need a something. And it's like, it's that old
Make it
joke
better.
about
Yeah.
the lady with the flood. Did you ever hear that joke? Like,
I don't think so.
There's a flood and her house is flooding and she keeps going up levels in her house and she keeps, having faith in God that God will save her, and she's on the roof of her house and a boat comes by and they're like, come on, like the town is being flooded, get in the boat. And she's like, no, God will save me. And that happens 3 times and then she drowns.
Right.
And she goes up to heaven, right? And she's like, God, I had so much faith in you. And he's like, lady, I sent you 3 boats.
Like, you idiot.
Right.
Tap in.
So
That's hilarious.
I do feel like that was happening. And
Okay.
honestly, I think for everyone out there, there just comes a time when I think it's a progression.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably getting signs, and maybe there's a time when you don't see them at all, and then you start having the thought process, right? Like, does this mean something?
Right.
Like, why have I seen this pattern a couple of times in the last however many months?
Yep.
And then I just think there comes a time when it just hits you and you start considering it more actively and more seriously. And that's
Yeah.
really what happened for me. Like, I knew that I could have stayed at my job forever.
Right.
I loved my customers. I loved my people. I grew up there. I was very comfortable.
Right.
And there was just that something inside of me that was like, but this isn't where you belong for the long run.
Right.
And there were certain things that were going on within the company that were changing that didn't jive with me. And that I knew for sure.
Right. Okay. So
And
that
I
was a
ignored it.
jostling a little bit.
It was.
Right. Yeah.
I
yeah.
ignored it for as long as I could ignore it. And then literally looking back at it now, it's like, for all of you out there, I use the term Gus, and Gus means God, universe, source. So it's whatever you believe in to be your, the power that's higher than you. I literally look back at it and think to myself, like, okay, I kept giving myself excuses because I was comfortable. Like,
Right.
who wants to jostle up their whole life and do these things, right?
Nope. We got to stay in the comfort zone.
Exactly.
Yep.
I was in the
Stagnant.
comfort zone, and I was like, I could be generally
Yeah.
happy,
Happy-ish.
you're right, but just not that fulfillment was lacking. And so I was making the excuses, and eventually the excuses that I was making, there started to be signs around those specific things that would change. Like, I would be like, okay, this can change as long as this is okay, and then this wouldn't be okay anymore.
Interesting. Yes.
Yeah. And then eventually I just knew it. I knew it in my bones, in my gut, in my soul. And I wanted to fight it so
Yeah.
bad because I was
Comfort.
like, what the hell's happening?
Right.
So I know now that, God, the universe, it can be inconvenient.
Yes. For your greater good.
Yeah. It can definitely be inconvenient. And so, yeah, I just couldn't fight it anymore.
Right,
Is really what
right,
happened.
right.
It's like I knew it in my bones, and I was like, this fucking sucks,
I
kind of,
know.
because I gotta walk out. But
Right.
I've never looked back, and I will tell you, with all of the change and the upheaval and the work and the this and the that, not a single time have I ever regretted or thought that that was the wrong decision.
Amazing.
And so I
Yeah.
fall back on that a lot.
Incredible. I think this time in history right now is a time that there's a lot of change. I think there's a lot of people that might be looking at their lives a little differently,
Oh yes.
right? So
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons why I was like, let me ask you that question, because I think a lot of people might be maybe receiving some signs.
Yeah.
I'll go right now. And don't know it yet or aren't tapped in, but are, wanting or maybe craving some change or realizing they're
The
not
seeds are being
super-
planted.
Yes.
Like they're
yes.
definitely thinking through, like, is there
Yeah.
something else I could be doing?
Right, exactly.
Am I fulfilled? Do I
Yeah.
want to do something else in
Am
my
I
life?
fulfilled?
Do I want to add something to my life? You
Oh,
know,
God, yes.
those seeds, the sand has been kicked up from the bottom of the ocean
Oh,
this
dear.
year, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it's okay, because change could be great.
Change is the only thing that keeps us alive if you really want to, like, look at it.
Right. It's
you
the
know?
only constant also. I
It
think.
is. It is. And it's listen, I am not going to be the one that sits here and says, I love change. Like, I look for, and maybe I'll get to that place
I
in my
kinda
life.
like it. Yeah.
See?
I
That's
kinda do.
it is. It's just different for everyone.
Yeah.
But it's like, and I'm in a place right now too where I'm also starting to realize that this block is really beautiful.
Isn't
My
it
goodness,
nice?
this
Yeah.
is just
Delightful.
it's just delightful. Bergen
just-
County. We're gonna
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm at a point in my life where I realized that I was maintenancing myself, where I thought I was out of my comfort zone and I thought I was doing all this scary shit, and I actually had kind of an epiphany in the last 24 hours that I might have been lying to myself a little bit. Yes. So, yay
for
for
you.
Yeah,
That
well,
realization.
I'm like, yay, more change.
I know.
Yay.
Right.
You guys can't really see my facial expression here, but maybe you can tell with my voice. But yes, so that would be the answer to that question.
I love it. I love it.
So what I was thinking about,
Okay.
okay, that was 10 minutes right there, so we'll do, okay.
It's okay. Mine most definitely probably won't, probably won't.
Oh,
You
you just never know. You know what? My question actually leads into like a whole other thing, and so I'm wondering if we should cut it off and do a part 2.
Oh, we can do that. To be continued.
Yeah, why don't we do that? To be continued. I have a question for Christy around parenting,
Oh, I love.
and there are some thoughts around that. So we'll say goodbye. And then we're going to say goodbye, and then we're going to record part 2. So that way, you guys have, we're trying to keep them around 10 minutes, and this way you can split it up if you need to, or you can watch them back to back, but we'll be back with part 2.
Part 2. Ciao.
Ciao.